hope they remember you.
We haven't met yet. I'm Clint.
I don't care.
Wow.
Hey, Clint.
Hey, man.
Clearly retirement doesn't suit you.
Hey everybody, like the clip says, everybody's wondering what the deal with Hawkeye is in Infinity War. We haven't seen him in any of the trailers. We've seen him on the set of Avengers 4, so what is going on? The directors have issued a couple comments, so because this is one of the biggest comments on my Infinity War trailer video yesterday, I wanted to do a video for the missing characters in Infinity War so far. Now, there are a lot of characters that have been confirmed, they just have not appeared in the trailers yet. The directors have talked about most of them. If you're brand new to my channel, there's an Infinity Gauntlet replica giveaway that's still going on. All you have to do to enter, just be a subscriber, leave a comment on the video. So starting with Hawkeye, the thing the directors said about his presence in these movies is that he has his own journey, meaning that he spends most of the time not with any of these Avengers teams, which is probably the #1 reason why he's not in any of these trailers. The thing about putting trailers together is it's meant to be an ad for the movie, so as fans, we're already going to see the movie. The trailers are mostly to get people who don't know about Avengers to go see the movie, like your mom, your grandma, maybe people who've been living under rocks for the last 10 years. So there's a time limit for the amount of footage they can cram into these, so they just want to give you all the big money shots without spoiling everything, which is why you get scenes with Robert Downey Jr. meeting the Guardians of the Galaxy, because there's 4 characters on screen there, and most of them are the biggest, most popular characters from the Avengers. So I would be willing to bet that Hawkeye just does not have a ton of screen time, and he's been doing the same thing as Captain America, Black Widow, and Falcon, Secret Avengers style business on his own, because Hawkeye's wife is listed in the IMDb credits, meaning that they probably tag her, or Hawkeye senses that something really bad is coming, so he goes to armor up, but he still really hates Tony Stark, like he was one of the people that was ready to kill him when Tony came to the raft. And it's going to take something major like the death of one of their friends in order to bring him back to the squad. So Hawkeye, Ronin during these movies, Ronin meaning that he's a rogue samurai by himself, not on one of these teams, is probably why you don't see him in any of these shots. The trailer yesterday was mostly about the big pairings, like oh my god, characters together on screen that you never thought would be together. Next big missing characters are Ant-Man and the Wasp. Probably the second big question that I got. Where are they? Does it connect to Infinity War? What's going on with their movie?
When Cap needed help, if I'd asked you, would you have come?
I guess we'll never know.
So the Russos actually weren't able to say a ton about the movie Ant-Man and the Wasp, not just the characters, but the movie itself, because it hasn't happened yet. So they didn't want to give any spoilers, but they say that does lead into Infinity War. So what is Ant-Man's big thing? He grows really big and he shrinks really small. What I'm hoping is that they use that ability to go down into the soul world of the Soul Stone during Avengers 4, but they're not major characters during Infinity War. So Iron Man probably wouldn't reach out to him to bring him into the fold until they needed his ability, like, hey, we need somebody who can achieve this task that we have to do. But for the most part, and this will also be true for Captain Marvel when I talk about her next, is that there'll be characters that they'll tag during Infinity War. When the directors try to talk around characters, they don't flat out just tell you exactly where they pop up, it's probably because they have very little screen time. And even Evangeline Lilly confirmed that she's not in Infinity War. So if anybody from Team Ant-Man shows up during Infinity War, it's probably just a brief tag for Ant-Man to sort of provide some connective tissue to what's happening during his movie. Moving on to Captain Marvel, next really big character. The directors have said some official stuff about her just because it's a much bigger conversation that's going on, because we haven't seen a version of her in the MCU yet, so everyone's like, when is she going to show up? The directors said that she is not in Infinity War. What they did not say, though, is that you will not see her when you go to see that movie. So what I'm thinking is because she's such a big concept, that she'll get some sort of post-credit scene that will tee up the idea of her character without flat out showing you what's going on. So like Nick Fury, Maria Hill, also missing characters, but they're in the Captain Marvel movie. Nick Fury or somebody from S.H.I.E.L.D., one of those characters, probably has some sort of post-credits tag where they probably set up the idea that she's coming in Avengers 4. They did confirm that she will appear during Avengers 4, of course, because her movie sort of introduces her character officially, then she becomes a big Avengers character during Avengers 4. But again, like they said, she's not in the movie, meaning she's not in the body of the movie. So like at the beginning, they learn about Thanos, they try to fight him, he kicks their ass, there's a big battle in Wakanda, he probably gets the mind gem from Vision, maybe he has the other gems with him. Then you get all your post-credit scenes that sort of tag Avengers 4, Captain Marvel stuff, anything really big that they want to tee up. Next big character is Peter Dinklage. So biggest rumor right now is that he is actually playing the King of the Dwarves, so he shows up during this Team Thor scene where Thor forges his new Stormbreaker weapon, where he lifts it towards the sky and it gives off all this lightning. So it's possible that he's standing somewhere in the background of this scene here and they just digitally removed him. But as for story, remains to be seen. I'm just expecting them to tee up the history of Mjolnir and where a lot of those really awesome Asgardian weapons came from. The dwarves are the people that create all the coolest weapons in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They're also the same people that forged the Infinity Gauntlet that Thanos puts all the gems in. So if you're wondering where the actual gauntlet came from, the physical one that he wears on his hand, that came from the dwarves. So RPG style, when you're farming for legendaries, that's where you go to do it. Speaking of Team Thor, people asking about Heimdall. So I think, this also kind of throws out the idea of Heimdall having the soul gem, but he is on this Asgardian ship. So there's a whole bunch of scenes that they cut out and put into different parts of this last big trailer. You see Thor getting his head squeezed like a grape, probably gets thrown into outer space. You see Proxima Midnight holding her spear right up to Loki's head. So this is probably right after Thanos takes the Tesseract and smashes it so that he can get the space gem out. So there's a small chance, it's not confirmed or anything like that, still speculation, that both Loki and Heimdall die during this opening scene here, and Thor's left to float in the vacuum of space after Hulk somehow gets ported back, probably with the Tesseract, to Earth to crash through the Sanctum. Most of the other characters that are missing right now are minor characters associated with the A-list Avengers. So you have like Everett Ross, Nick Fury, Maria Hill, Aunt May, and Pepper Potts. Most of them might get brief tags, like there might be a very brief Aunt May scene, like, hey, I'm going on a field trip, and then you get all these crazy events. Then he comes back after, don't tell Aunt May, like there's a couple of scenes that reference her, but I don't expect her to get a ton of scenes during these next two Avengers films. Spider-Man 2, like the Spider-Man sequel, takes place in the moments right after Avengers 4, so that's really where you're going to get all your Aunt May. Like, guess what just happened? There'll be some sort of tag at the beginning of that film where they address all the craziness that Peter's been through. As for Pepper Potts, I've talked a little bit about Iron Man's arc at the beginning of Infinity War. It's really Doctor Strange that calls him to the Sanctum to alert him to what's going on. So he's like, oh, they have their Sherlock Bros moment. There's probably some brief Pepper Potts tag before he goes to the Sanctum, and that's the last you see of her till Avengers 4, because she's been seen on set for Avengers 4, supposedly in a suit of her own armor. So like a lot of these minor characters that only get tagged during Infinity War will get bigger scenes during Avengers 4. So that also includes like Ant-Man and the Wasp, obviously Captain Marvel. So Hawkeye, another one of those characters that probably doesn't get a bunch of scenes till Avengers 4. But let me know in the comments if you feel like I left any of the big characters out of this video. I just tried to do the biggest ones, but obviously there's like a crazy long list of people that will get referenced. Of course, I'll be posting all kinds of Infinity War videos in the next couple of months, so make sure you click that bell to enable alerts so you don't miss any of the videos. And I'll announce the winner from this video when I post new Marvel. But congratulations to the winner from my last big video, Grey Deep. Please private message me on my channel so I can get your details. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.